Don't forget, Sunday, December 6th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, US and Canada, I am hosting my 2-hour Grand Shift webinar where we will be doing all kinds of activations, attunements, preparations to align with these higher energies flowing through the solar eclipse in Sagittarius, as well as the grand conjunction in Aquarius and solstice. Got a special guest, my friend Nick, who's going to be assisting with all kinds of shamanic healing, incarnation healing, energetic recall, and I'm going to be leading in guided activations for revelation of natural, sacred, spiritual skills, connection to the Oversoul, and multi-lifetime integrations. Replays will be sent to all who register as well. If you'd like to register, you can again go ahead to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Aquarius. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your week starting December 7th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you be watching your rising sign horoscope, remember your rising sign is going to give you further clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope shows up. And your moon sign horoscope, well, that's going to be giving you the other story that is going on this week. Less prominent, but still there. So, your main theme of this week is the Ten of Swords reversed. And we talk about main themes of the Ten of Swords reversed. I'm seeing a lot of you Aquarian people getting chances to give things second chances, or maybe giving things their proper chances this week. Especially things that may have actually never really had their day, never really got a chance to be fully explored. Or perhaps they did have their moment, but the wrong people were involved, right? When we talk about different pursuits, maybe it was the wrong crew. It was the wrong business partner. Maybe it was the wrong spouse. Maybe it was the wrong lover. The Ten of Swords reverse is indicating there's an opportunity to plant the seeds to get something that does belong to you going for real this week. And it's important to know that with the Ten of Swords reversed, yes, we may have to also do some shadow work as well, so that we don't accidentally, confuse things, or maybe let ourselves become too fixated on what happened in the past, right? We learned the lessons, we know better now, but we certainly don't need to assume that it's lurking around every corner. The Ten of Swords reverse is also putting things back on the table that could have been knocked off the table by external circumstances in your past. And so a lot of you are maybe going to even get a chance to start enjoying or playing around with, I don't know if you've ever wanted to go and take a certain type of course, or maybe you wanted to learn a different skill, or maybe you were thinking about changing your field, but the time wasn't right before. You wanted to start a business, but you never had the availability for it. I got a friend who's finally enrolling in pilot school. It's a fantastic time for you to start at least planting the seeds and making the micro movements to have that happen. Look back at what you may have discarded in bad faith, or were not emotionally or mentally or even materialistically available to give yourself to, but now is a different time. As we get on to your personal responsibility card, your personal responsibility card. What is going on when it comes to the way to have the highest week, the way to have the best week? You've got the World upright. So with the World card upright, your personal responsibility, honestly, is to do that finishing up what you didn't get started, right? We've got the World card talking about promoting yourself, lifting yourself up, but also at the same time, your biggest responsibility is giving yourself the freedom to be the entirety, as in be the whole world that is yourself for the world, right? Nothing kept hidden, nothing hidden away to fit into a certain group or appease certain family members, not living to abide by the emotional and behavioral restrictions of, the people of the company that you're keeping. Because the World card upright is about lifting you up and allowing yourself to actually get a little bit of that fairy godmother treatment this week as well. The World card upright is, funny enough, also giving me this very clear and distinct message of commanding higher standards, commanding that people start to actually step into their own maturity. Now, when I say higher standards, I don't mean some kind of Stepford nightmare. That's not necessarily where it has to go. But with the World card upright, it absolutely could be, okay, maybe we have to raise our standards for the way that we are running this house, raising our standards for the way we're running this business, raising our standards for the way that we are treating our body, raising our standards for the way people are treating us. Start turning yourself into more of a prize. But also at the same time, learn to prize things that you've been made to be self-conscious of. Things that you might not necessarily like to share because it might seem too nerdy. Maybe it might seem a little bit weird, off, things you've been keeping in the closet. Learn to treasure those aspects about yourself. Because with the World card upright, the more that you're bringing to the table with that open, honest expression of self, clear and clean, totally transparent, that is what increases your chances of having the things that match who you are actually authentically match with you, show up in your life. It's when you're trying to be somebody else or dim things down that distortion occurs, or you get false matches, or you get things that are not matches at all. They only look like it on the outside, or they only talk the talk but don't walk the walk. The World card upright is talking about you not only stepping into that space to own your space, but also step into your own empowerment when it comes to celebrating your own uniqueness in that way as well. Again, you're giving yourself back things that you might have lost that you gave up for other people, or that other people, or maybe you alongside other people destroyed it yourself, or other people took it off the table from you, what have you. So in order to be able to give that its best chance, you've got to be in a space where it's like you are capable of being emotionally, mentally, and socially available to be the one who would be enjoying and living that life. Moving on. When it comes to your material concerns, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this week is actually going to be a bit wild for a lot of you Aquarian people. Be careful when it comes to maybe letting yourself get led down a certain professional, material, or a creative road based on energy alone, based on hype alone. Because what I'm seeing with the Knight of Wands reversed is that you're getting a lot of support, but with the Knight of Wands reversed, sometimes what can happen is we might encounter a situation where somebody may or may not necessarily be truly getting us, and we kind of realize we missed our exit, or we kind of found out, yeah, we're going in a direction that looks nothing like the core intention. Now, that does not necessarily mean that the person who's doing it is bad, and it certainly does not necessarily mean that there's anything to be afraid of or nervous of, but we don't want to be a passenger in this. The Knight of Wands reverse can indicate there are certain situations that are actually going to be quite profitable and bring you a lot of breakthroughs this week, but it's very easy for things to get out of control. So you're going to want to make sure, again, you don't get so high on the instant gratification that you accidentally lose the trail you're on, or whatever trail you're trying to start. There is this element that I also feel I need to mention with the Knight of Wands reverse, that there could be some superficial tendencies in certain professional relationships, or maybe even friendships, that you also are going to have to confront as you go through that World card upright elevation of self experience. You may also need to confront where certain people are not as close of allies or as sincere of allies and friends, and maybe they're more acquaintances or contacts. You know, that's the step down from there. There's no judgment on it, but rearrange that loyalty, or at least that level of involvement as you go through this week. And you're going to do fine, just don't let yourself get distracted. It's about holding on to your core intentions. Again, you're going to be making a fair amount of dough, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's going to be there. But you don't want to be so distracted by how much you're making and how much activity is going on that you're going off a course that you'd rather be on. As we get on to your non-material shifts, your relationships, closest one-on-one connections, so not just romantic partners, but certainly, yes, romantic partners, but also family and close friends, you've got the Star in reverse. And this week, there's going to actually be a bit of inspiration coming, as there may actually be a sort of an end game or light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to a pursuit here that we are probably not going to be able to like run out and do right now. but it's something that is assured should we actually navigate or set our trackers to whatever the star card reversed is bringing. This is often maybe some kind of bucket list item, major aspiration. Yes, this could even indicate maybe a new relationship or a new relationship chapter for us. Some of you may even be looking at new spaces, new relationship, in terms of maybe us and our spouse getting a chance to live where we want to live, or if you're looking for somebody new, yes, a new relationship partner potential. But with the star card reversed, it does start off a little bit slowly. Now, that does not necessarily mean it's not going to happen. Sure, the star card reversed kind of weeds out the impatient, but those who are able to keep in the flow are going to be able to grasp this. We also have, for those of you who are curious about the platonic side of things, with the star card reversed and the the family friendship side of things, I'm actually seeing a healing potential going on with a friendship or a family relationship that may have gone off the rails at some point, or possibly even finally understanding the context in which a certain family relationship or friendship was always meant to be. Possibly, yes, whether it was a soul connection or a karmic thing, that remains to be seen. As we get on to your personal shifts, you've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Time to pull back your power a little bit. Where have you maybe been letting people do the leading for you? Leading you by the nose or leading you for security? The Nine of Pentacles reverse is indicating that the power is coming back into your hands during this week for you to be able to enact according to what is your authentic expression. So it does no good going, okay, this is what I want to do. How do I go make somebody do it for me? How do I make sure my partner does it for me? How do I make sure my boss does it for me, or my roommate or my best friend? I'm not that I'm saying y'all would do that, but the Nine of Pentacles reverse is indicating this is a journey you will be embarking on in a way that actually changes how your whole reality works in order to reflect your innermost self. So you can't really make it about what would other people do or how would other people lead if it's not organic to you. Give yourself that chance. Let yourself be that much in control this week, Aquarius. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.